What's going on, property hustlers? Welcome back to the channel. I'm super excited today because we're gonna talk to you guys about what you need to know when flipping a house in Hamilton, Ontario. We just flipped a few ourselves and we have a lot of properties up and coming that we're going to be flipping. We're waiting on the closing date and we're super excited about them. But today I want to talk to you guys about the strategies and tips and things that you must know when flipping a house in Hamilton, Ontario, and the strategies and things that we do that have helped us succeed when doing this. Now, the first thing we're going to talk about is the area. Okay, Hamilton has a lot of great areas, but it also has some rough areas. Literally, you can have an awesome area that's up and coming, great neighborhood, great family-friendly place. 5 minutes down the road, it can get a little bit rougher. So it's really important to understand the area that you're going to do your house flip in, especially because when the renovation is all done, families are coming through, people are coming through. You don't want them to question the area, whether it's safe or not, because that is going to affect your return on investment. So make sure, tip number one, you focus on the area and you understand the area that you're flipping in. Now, we recently just did a flip. It was a huge success. We had about a 40% return on investment, 36.6 to be exact. And what we did was we went to an area down by the Hamilton Pier. It was north of Hamilton, and the pier has a lot of building happening right now. There's a lot of pre-construction and things happening in that area, so we know the future is very bright there. So for a buyer that's gonna buy the property off of us afterwards, they can walk to the pier, they can take their dogs for a walk. There's so much stuff that they can do, and it's highly beneficial for them to buy in that area because it's safe for their kids. They can go for a walk, safe for themselves, enjoy the pier, go down by the water. So we knew that acquiring this property, our exit strategy, which we're gonna talk about shortly, when they purchase it, we're gonna get a good return on investment. Tip number two, the deal sourcing. Finding the property that you're going to buy. On our team, which we can help you with, is we have people that are driving for dollars, which means they're driving around all the time in the good areas looking for de-stressed properties, property that need a lot of work, but they're on a good street in a good area, so we know the after repair value is gonna be really high. So we have people that are doing the types of deal sourcing like driving for dollars. We have people on our team that are walking around handing out flyers, knocking on doors. We do still use MLS as well. And we also have live ads that we do right now with landing pages directed straight to sellers so we can go directly to them and acquire that off-market listing. So you need to make sure that you expand your horizon here and not just use MLS. You need to use everything. It doesn't matter where you find the property, you need to use all of these avenues so that you can find the property. Because the truth is, you just need to find the best deal. And it's a lot better if you can go straight to the seller and not have a lot of competition and not get stuck in bidding wars. So if you want somebody that's gonna help you with your deal sourcing, take care of the property flip from start to finish so you can just go to work and do your everyday stuff that you already need to do, just pick up the phone, give me a call or shoot me a text with this number right here. I'll be happy to help you. Deal sourcing is tip number two. Make sure you always focus on finding a good deal. Don't get stuck in a bidding war, none of that nonsense. Find a good deal so that you can have an even better return on investment. Tip number three, you need to understand what type of budget you have. Know your numbers really well. When you're doing a flip, you need to also have a little bit of a reserve fund because as you know, when you're doing renovations, some things could go wrong and you might need to put in a little extra money. So make sure you know what type of budget that you have for your renovations, what type of mortgage you have on the property, how long the property is going to take for you to renovate, which is also very important. Why that relates to the budget is because you're gonna have carrying costs. So you have to factor in your renovation, your closing costs, your realtor fees, and your holding fees. Those are very important things that you must know when you're flipping a house. Number four, who is the team that is going to be helping you with your property flip? Do you have a realtor that's helping you find this property, that's deal sourcing for you, helping you find a good deal, someone that understands the neighborhood, someone that understands what the after repair value is, what the comparables in the area are selling for when they're renovated, you need to make sure that you have somebody that's gonna help you with that, or if you're doing it yourself, make sure you're doing your research and your homework in the area that you're flipping in. You also need to have your renovations team, a good team, people that are gonna get it done quickly. This is really important. Bring them to the showing if you want before you close on the house. Or what we like to do is we also put a clause in the offer stating that we get 3 revisits before closing. Now what this helps us do is it helps us bring in our contractors where they can take measurements, they can see the property, they can give us an estimate of the renovation. I recommend bringing 2 to 3 contractors to do that to see who can do it the quickest and at the best cost. But you also don't want to be cheap on this, because when you're doing your renovation, you want to make sure that when the house is done, it's almost like you can take an Instagram picture in every part of the house. That's how you know when people are walking through the house during the viewing stages, they're going to absolutely love it and they're going to pay a high price, maybe even higher than what you expected, which is exactly what we want. So you need the real estate agent, the renovations crew, and somebody that understands how to do all the budgeting, right? Whether that's yourself or a team, make sure you have a good team. So now that you know all that, let's say you're starting to look at properties, you know the area, you've found one that you like. You need to know what the comparables are selling for in the area. So we just found a property that we are closing on in about a month's time from now, and we acquired this property at $635,000. We paid $635,000 for this property. It's a 3-bedroom plus 1 in the basement. And we're actually going to finish the renovation so that it's a 3 plus 2 in the basement so we can get an even higher price. Now, one also sold on the street for $855,000 that was only a 2-bedroom on that street. So we know when we have 3 bedrooms upstairs and 2 downstairs, we're gonna get a way higher price than that. Our return on investment is gonna be huge and our clients are gonna be extremely happy. So make sure you understand when you're looking at this property, you do your homework around the whole area of the comparables in that area, see what they're selling for, see what properties sold for the highest price, and take a look at that property. Look at what the renovations were like on that property. See if there's anything you can copy or make better so you hit a higher number and you get a better sale price. Which leads me to the next tip, the type of renovation. What kind of renovation are you going to do? Now, remember, this is huge. You need to look at the house and see who do you think is going to be living there? Who do you think is gonna buy this house? Which is really important because that will help you renovate the house around that person, which is our last tip, our exit strategy. You have to know your exit strategy. When I say that, it's a property flip. You're going to be selling it, you're not keeping it. When you flip the property, your exit strategy is of course to sell it, but you need to think farther beyond that. You need to think about who's gonna buy the property. Is it a family? If this is going to be a family, you found a good area, maybe there's some schools nearby, grocery stores nearby, other shopping amenities nearby, which is huge. People love that. They want to shop close to their house or maybe on their way home from work. So your exit strategy is really important because you want to blow the renovation out of the water, but that's also why we need to make sure we're in a good area. Because if you're in a bad area and you over renovate, it's not doing you much justice. You're not going to make as much money. So your exit strategy, any single time you're looking at a house flip, you need to look at this house and imagine who is going to live there. Who's my ideal client that I'm going to sell to when it comes time to relist that house? So now that you know that, you can plan your renovation around that family or around that first-time home buyer or around that investor if maybe you're converting the property to a duplex or it has multiple units. So no matter what you're flipping, make sure you know what your exit strategy is. All right, guys, so these are my tips for anybody that's looking to flip houses in Hamilton, Ontario. If this all sounds good to you and you want a team to help you do this from start to finish and one that's gonna guarantee you a good return on investment, then pick up the phone, give me a call, or shoot me a text at this number right here, and I'll be happy to help you guys get started. Also, do me a favor, don't forget, like this video and subscribe for more real estate investing tips.